This is Stacy. Thank you for pressing play. I have a few minutes here to share something really quick with you that came up in discussion with some coaches in regards to a common frustration that many go through, and that is the frustration of having to repeat yourself over and over and over and feeling like your players aren't listening or they aren't absorbing what you have to say. Now, one thing I want you to realize about this, number one, is how you feel is up to you. So if you're feeling frustrated, you can change that. You don't have to continue to feel frustrated. There are other things you can do. The second thing I want you to realize is about training, and that training takes time. What we're doing as coaches is we're working with and we're training athletes. And some of them are very young, 10 and under. You're dealing with 8, 9, and 10-year-olds. So training takes time. Even as adults, when we learn something new, when we're learning a new concept, when we're learning a new movement, when we're learning something that has to do with a physical movement and some thinking involved at the same time, it takes time to learn it. Even though we understand the concept, even though we've demonstrated the ability to do it successfully, even though we know what we should do, that doesn't mean that we're going to flawlessly execute it every time we want to do this thing or we want to incorporate this into our daily lives. So if that is true for you as an adult, it's even more true for kids. And for the kids you coach, for the players you coach, for 10 and under kids especially, they are not going to be able to flawlessly execute everything you show them, tell them, explain to them after one try. So you will have to repeat yourself. You will have to communicate the same thing over and over and over again, hopefully in different ways, maybe so that they can pick up different things at different times. But even in listening to this short 2-minute video, you're not going to take away everything that I have to offer you in this one video. You're going to take away and you're going to remember the things that hit you most right here, right now, today, where you are at in this phase of your coaching. And that, again, is true for your players as well. They're going to remember and absorb the parts of your instruction that resonate with them most, that connect with them most right here, right now, where they are today. And sometimes when you go back to the same book, the same training, the same video, this same video, you will hear different things than you heard before. You're going to pick up new things. That's going to happen with your players too. So give them opportunities to pick up different things at different times, to connect with different parts of what you're teaching over the course of an hour or 2 hours of practice. They're not going to absorb everything. I wish they would, but they probably won't, because they're human and they're going to make mistakes even if they do absorb it. So realize that training takes time, and anything as human beings, we get better by degrees. We can do it once today. Maybe tomorrow we can do it 2 out of 5 times the way we want to. The next day, hopefully more and more and more. And we get better and better and better as we do it over and over and over again. But it's never going to be a case where you say something one time and forever and ever it's going to be perfectly executed. That's just not the way we learn as human beings. It's not the way we perfect what we do. Even especially with athletic movements, it takes time to refine what we do over and over and over again. Over the years, we get better and better and better at what we do, especially when it comes to fundamentals in movement, even fundamentals of the game and knowing what to do, when to do it. All of that gets refined and gets better and better over time. So don't feel frustrated that you're having to repeat yourself or you're having to communicate the same information over and over again. Just be patient with your players and find ways to really connect with them so that they absorb more. And that also has to do with you being someone worth listening to. Are you someone that they want to listen to? Are you worth listening to? Are you helping them in some way? And do they know this? Do they feel this? Are they on board with this? Or are you just expecting them to do what you say and listen to what you have to say because you're the coach or you know more, you've been through more, without really connecting and engaging them? The more you engage them, the more you connect with them, the more they're going to want to listen, the more they're going to absorb, the better they're going to get faster. So while sometimes it's because they're not listening, that they're not getting what you say, it's also partially your responsibility to be someone they want to listen to and to find ways to connect with them so that you can communicate your point and so that you can communicate your points and get the message and the information across to them. More than knowing what to do as a coach is and knowing the game and knowing the mechanics that your players need is knowing and understanding how to transfer that knowledge from you to them. And that falls partially on you, not only on them to listen, but on you to communicate it in a way that they want to listen and they want to absorb what you have to say. So instead of feeling frustrated, try to find different ways of communicating or different ways you can connect with them so that they want to listen to you, and you can engage them and have them be part of this learning process, and they will absorb it faster, and it will be more of a lasting lesson learned versus something you have to repeat over and over and over again. So give that a try and see how it goes. Thanks for listening.